In this presentation, we are covering risk assessments, in particular with mowing, because most of the people that are going to be looking at what we do and within this industry are going to be doing mowing at some point. So it's a nice all-rounder that we can cover for everybody. So first of all, why do we conduct risk assessments? Again, particularly when mowing. Mowing does involve potentially hazardous equipment and activities. Identifying and mitigating risk can help prevent accidents, injuries, and property damage. This doesn't just mean the turf, this is also the machinery and people around. Compliance with health and safety regulations are essential, and a risk assessment is a part of that. So, for those that haven't seen before, this is a real basic risk assessment. So, it's got a probability of an incident occurring and then the severity of that potential incident. And as we can see, we just go through the risks here. So, if it's improbable and negligible with the severity, it's going to be a negligible risk. But if the hazard is happening quite frequently and it has a high potential of being critical, then we can assess the situation from there. So next, the legal and regulatory frameworks. What we need to do is think about these guidelines and the ones that are specific to sports turf management or ornamental turf, such as local occupational health regulations. We need to understand the importance of adhering to these regulations and maintain safe working environments. Now, there's 5 main regulations and acts here which are covered by the use of a mower, and we're going to go over them again. So we have the Manual Handling Regulations 1992, Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, the Environment Act 2021, Pure 1998, and Kosh 2002. It's important to remember these 5. There is more, but these are the main ones that you should be aware of. Steps in the risk assessment process. First of all, we need to identify the hazards, listing potential hazards associated with mowing operations, such as moving machinery, uneven terrain, or flying debris. Assess the risks, evaluate the likelihood and severity of each identified hazard, as I mentioned before in that table, considering factors such as frequency, exposure, and the potential consequences of those hazards. Implementing control measures determines the appropriate measures to eliminate or reduce identified risks, such as using protective equipment, establishing safe working practices, or providing training for the staff. Next, we need to review and monitor. We should regularly review and update the risk assessment as needed, considering changes in equipment, site conditions, or regulations. You'll often see in industries such as tree work or ARBs where they will actually do a risk assessment on every single site and every tree, because each one of those situations has completely different variables and might have different hazards which need to be taken into account. So risk assessment tools and techniques. We can create checklists, which are pre-designated checklists to systematically identify any hazards and assess the risks. These can be things such as pre-start checklist, real simple, real basic. Job safety analysis, we can do detailed examinations of each task involved in the mowing operations to identify any associated hazards with that task. Safety inspections, this can include regular inspections of the mowing equipment, ensuring that those safety features are functioning and in place. Control measures and mitigation strategies. PPE, a big one, the use of personal protective equipment such as safety glasses, hearing protection gloves, and steel toe cap boots. As we can see here on the right, we've got Harvey. He's got his gloves on, got his boots on. He's just checking the blade under that machine. It's got the spark plug out as well, so he's aware of those sort of things. But all things that need to be in the risk assessment because they're part of the practice. Safe working procedures, so establishing guidelines for mowing operations, including starting and stopping procedures, safe distance from obstacles, and proper equipment maintenance, as we mentioned before. A big thing again is training and supervision, ensuring that operators are properly trained, aware of any potential hazards, and supervised during mowing activities. Signage and barriers should be used, and they should clearly mark the areas that are being worked within and warn others of potential risks. Documentation and communication is a massive thing. We need to ensure that we've got those documents and they are being kept safe. I think the minimum requirement in the UK is sort of 5 years, but I always say just to keep them forever because it's nice to have a big backlog of data. Documenting risk assessments helps demonstrate compliance with regulations and provides reference for future reviews. Effective communication ensures that all relevant personnel are aware of the identified risks and control measures in place. Education and training, again, we come back to this one. Training programs should cover all safe operating procedures, equipment maintenance, hazard identification, and emergency responses. This includes having people standing waiting for the ambulance and being aware of the person that's using the machine. Have they got a mobile phone on them? Are they working alone? Those sort of things. Regularly updating and refreshing training courses are important. These ensure that operators are aware of the latest safety protocols and practices. Continuous improvement and monitoring. Regularly review the risk assessments and address any changes in equipment, site changes, or regulations. We should encourage reporting of near miss incidents and lessons learned to improve on future risk assessments. So the common hazards when we are performing mowing operations. Moving the machinery is obviously a big one. Potential risks from the mowers, trimmers, or any other equipment that we use to get that machinery to where it is. This can be things such as trailers. Slips, trips, and falls. We can have an uneven terrain, debris, obstacles within the working area. We can have flying debris, which can be projectiles from the mowers or other equipment. Noise and vibration, which is a big one, can be split into two. Obviously, PPE with the ear defenders, and vibration. We are looking at things such as hand-on vibration and monitoring how long we're using those machines, and that goes into being monitoring the prolonged exposure to high noise levels and the vibrations to ensure we're staying within those guidelines. And this is part of a risk assessment. Chemical exposure. This can be anything from contact with the fuel, oils, fertilizers, pesticides, and any other chemicals used in turf management. This doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't there because you can't see it. Someone might have applied a fertilizer earlier on in the day on that turf, so it's important to do a risk assessment and check these things before you do carry out any work.